It's an honor to welcome a visionary leader whose life has been deeply anchored in service, integrity, and democratic values, Shri Rajendra Vishwanath Arlekar, the 23rd Governor of Kerala, whose presence lends stature and significance to TRIMA 2025. Today, we celebrate a man who continues to redefine governance with compassion and clarity. Please join me in extending a warm and respectful welcome to Shri Rajendra Vishwanath Arlekar.
Good evening, everybody here. It's my pleasure to be amongst you. Though the theme of the program is emerging leadership, but what I see here is all the leaders who have already emerged now. So, the very title itself is Emerged Leaders. So I am sitting standing before you, the emerged leaders of the state, of the country. On this very occasion of the TMA, that is TRIMA in fact, TRIMA 2025, we have amongst us Air Marshal Manish Khanna ji, Chairman of TRIMA, Shri Ayyappan ji, President of TMA, G. Unnikrishnan ji, General Secretary, Convener of TRIMA, Shri Unnikrishnan Gopinath ji, all the dignitaries here sitting in the hall, all the people who have been awarded, felicitated, all the people who have come here to witness and participate in a 2-day program for the deliberations, and my dear friends, sisters and brothers. We have already heard what TRIMA stands and TMA does, and what they are intending to do in near future. The awards are to the candidates, or to the leaders who have already done something for the society, for the people. And those awards on your behalf, I have just presented them. Awards may not be meaning something different to them, because they have always been involved in such things, getting something different and presenting before the public, before the people, in the interest of the public. That is what the award means. The people who are always engaged in this, maybe research, renovations, discoveries, inventions. For them, the awards are just waiting. They walk their path, their road, and the awards just come in their way. That is what happens always for all the people, those who are engaged in such particular task. And gradually they themselves emerge as leaders. What we have to do next has always been taught by this process to them. And what are we for here, that always they have presented before the public. What we need to do, like people like me, we must understand their notions, understand their practices, their path, and their walkings. Then only a person like me will understand what they are doing for the society, and gradually they are emerging the leaders. Leadership is not a different quality. It gradually comes within yourself as you go on working and working and working. That itself emerges. And that itself is a part of management. Leadership doesn't come as a windfall or because of your dynasty. You have to have certain qualities within yourself, then only you emerge yourself as a leader. You have to work hard for that also. We have had, not only our country, all the globe, the world over, the dynastic rules. And then gradually the leaders evolve themselves. But those people who could not prove themselves as the leaders, could not gain any abilities or capabilities, are nowhere to be seen. But those who have been given some opportunity to be leader by their dynasty, or those who have not been backed by any dynasty, but the opportunity has been given by the people and the public and the situation itself, atmosphere itself, have proved themselves to be the leaders. Mahatma Gandhi was never a dynastic person. Leadership never came to him as a windfall. He had to work for this particular country, for certain values, for the people, and gradually he emerged as the leader. That leadership quality has to be within ourselves. Shivaji Maharaj was never a dynastic person, though he had, but his struggle for the dynasty, for the kingdom, or to become a ruler, was always supported by his initiations of management. Management is the biggest quality to become a leader. You have to have that quality. We have always heard about Shivaji Maharaj, that how he killed Afzal Khan, and it was, having such a small persons of the soldiers, quantum of soldiers, and which a very big army of Afzal Khan when he comes there, and Shivaji Maharaj kills him, eliminates him from the scene. That was the management. How he could manage that. And his management was not only seen on the fields, battlefields. His management skills were also seen, or even we can study today, how he managed his kingdom, how he managed his Swaraj. It is not only in case of Shivaji Maharaj. Many saints in our country, those who were preaching about the spirituality, they also taught us what was management. In Maharashtra, there was Sant Ramdas, and all those shlokas, if you go through them, you will understand what the management is. If you go through the preachings of Saint Narayan Guru here, you will find all the principles which are being taught today of the management are there. What Adi Shankaracharya taught us was nothing less than management skills. We have to have that vision to look at it. And whenever we look at such visionaries, their actions, their preachings and teachings, then we find that all those management skills are within this soil, within this country, within this our spirituality itself. Management can be of different things. There can be a celebration that also has to be managed. There can be a disaster that also has to be managed. It is not that the corporate affairs are to be managed. If we arrange a certain function of this kind also, We have to have some certain management skills. When the names are called, those people are to be here nearby so that they do not waste time. That is also a management skill. Whenever you call out a name, when the people who are sitting there, they say something, they narrate something that has to reach to the everybody's ear. That is also a management. Must be understood, must be known by everybody. So management is not just managing your corporate affairs. Management has to be there in everyday's life also. I will just not name, but there is a big corporate multinational company, and topmost leader of that corporate, that is an MNC in fact now, and that MNC, their head of there, hails from Goa, and I know him personally. He is no more now. I know his family also personally. He was managing the affairs of that company so well, beautifully, and well-skilled person he was. But always saddens me. But he could not manage his own family. Don't we require such skills for our managing our families? Don't we require such skills to manage our homes and houses? Or are we just corporate leaders? Are we not our family leaders? If some family or an house collapses, who is responsible for that? We all are to be blamed for this. Because we claim to be managers, we claim to be corporate managers, we claim to be good having management skill, but we do not know what is the skill required in my family to manage my family. That is also a skill. We have to look at for this skill. This is just like what we have done today. We tried to import all Western ideas of corporate management, of skill management, and forgot what we need to do for our management. We were just happy with the corporate management from the Western skills. We tried to implement Western models of economy. And from there, gradually, we were just Westernized in all senses. We need to look at our corporate affairs or family affairs. If we do not look at it, just now, Air Marshal was showing us by his presentation, what were the things I was just looking and just trying to recall. He showed many things there. He was also referring to Wayanad disaster. That Wayanad disaster, what I feel is that there is some management is lacking there. After so many years, still many people have not been given some shelter. What is the reason for that? Since I have now been in Kerala for 6 months now, twice I went there to that place particular. I saw that where it was, the landslide was there and how the disaster had happened. We tried to manage that disaster that time. What about the next thing? Did we try to manage that? We did not. We were waiting for this has to come, that has to become, and that because of that, all paperwork has been done, paperwork. I spoke to the people there, all the government officers. They just giving me excuses. Sir, this has not been done and this has not come and we could not do this. There is where management and leadership lacks. There is no leadership, there is no management here. We could have done that. But for that we require some sort of humanity. We require humanity to these such things. There were celebrations also, and we could not manage the crowd. I did not tell you what happened to the cricket match in Bengaluru. We were celebrating, but we could not manage the crowd there. Who is responsible for this? All those people who were supposed to manage were corporate people. They were skilled in management. They were supposed to manage the crowd. Just go through their names and their qualifications. You will understand they are all good at skilled people in the management, but could not manage the crowd. Many people had to lose their lives. Who is responsible? That management is not, the skills of the managements are not just for textbooks. Though letters, we understand letters very proudly and very fluently, we can speak about that. What about understanding the spirit behind those letters? Spirit is humanity. We should have done everything that is possible there. At the time of Kumbh also something happened there against stampede. And nowadays we hear all those such things. We need to put there people who are responsible spiritually also. Those who understand everything about disaster. Those who understand about the management. Just lip service for the management will not sufficient. It has to be done in a proper way. If we do not have that humanity, then everything goes away. Air Marshal Khannaji was referring to Operation Sindoor. It was the best example of management. How it happened. Pahalgam happened. But after that, when the Operation Sindoor was there, the leadership knew what is to be done and when to be done and when to stop. That is the leadership. The leadership knew what to strike and what not to touch. That is the management. And that management was done by the leadership. That was a good example of cooperation. Khannaji was telling us, we have had first time CDS in our country. And that CDS could manage, brought all the three forces together in the interest of Operation Sindoor. And that has proven and that has given us big results. Precise results, what we wanted. And we did what we wanted. That is the skill of management and that is the product of leadership. Skill of management and the leadership came together and we have seen Operation Sindoor. World has seen. World has to appreciate it. Against their wishes also. So all these things, because when we have some humanity within us, I have to do this in the interest of my 140 crore people, then the management happens, then the leadership skill is developed, and then everything is brought forth. Everything. If we do not have that humanity, we will be useless. Having all the skills, knowing all the skills in the textbook, we will be doing nothing. We will not be able to do anything. That has to be there. Then only we can be good leader. Then only we can become some good management people. I remember one incident. must have told to you any other occasion also. Prior to this, I was governor in Himachal Pradesh. That was, in fact, prior to this, I was in Bihar, and before that, I was in Himachal Pradesh. I was moving around to some destination from Shimla, probably at Solan or so, and that time, my ADC was sitting with me, and we were traveling. It was a travel of about more than 2.5 hours. And then we were traveling. He just asked me one question while sitting in my car. He just wanted to pass time, probably. But he asked me one question. Sir, I want to know. He was knowing that in my previous assignments, that is, I was a party functionary of a BJP. He asked me, Sir, how to become a good politician? He asked me. Good politician, I also had a little bit pause within my mind. Good and politician. Can these two words go together? I don't know today's dictionary what it says, but these are just opposite words today. Good and politician. So I was also taken aback when he asked me this question. I said, but I recovered myself, being politicians in earlier assignments. So politicians always have that capacity to recover for any situation. So I recovered and told him, look, my friend, there is nothing called good politician. Can you tell me, I asked him, is there any good IPS officer? He was IPS officer, my ADC. Is there any good IPS officer? Is there any good doctor? Is there any good lawyer? Is there any good judge? I am making very responsible statements. Please note. Is there any good chartered accountant? Is there any good IAS officer? He was confused by these questions. He thought something different this person wants to take. And I asked him, did you understand what I want to say? I told him there is nothing called good IAS or IPS officer. There is nothing called good lawyer or nothing called good judge. There is nothing called good doctor. There is nothing called good chartered accountant. To be a good doctor, to be a good lawyer, to be a good judge, to be a good IPS officer or an IAS officer, basically you have to be good human being. If you are a good human being, you can be good anything. Good anything. Even good politician can be. But at heart you have to be good. If you preserve that goodness within our heart, then we can deliver anything. The disaster management and other good things to be managed can be done if I have goodness in my heart, with that humility and humanity, I can deliver anything. That is what we need to do today, my dear friends. We have to have this particular notion in our minds and hearts. Our hearts are for the people. Whatever I do as a corporate manager, I have to do it for the people and for the public. For their interest, I am here. Okay, I will be earning a lot of money. Yeah, I have to earn. I don't say don't do that. But ultimately, I am and my corporate, my earnings, all are for the society, for the people and the public. That has to be kept in my mind. Then only I will be a successful manager. Then only I will be a successful leader. You need not take any special coaching for leadership. You will be developing leadership qualities within yourself. That is just what I wanted to say. Namaskaram.